What's up, everybody? This is the Six Man Tag Podcast for your ears or your eyes if you're on YouTube or Apple or Spotify, whatever. Thanks for tuning in. This is sadly the last part of episode 69, the big,
Nothing sad about it.
the big milestone.
Every good 69 has to come to an end eventually.
You got me. Episode 69, part 3. With some special guests that we'll introduce in a sec, or you already see if you're on YouTube. But I'm Mike. Joining me as always, I'll start it off as usual. It's CJ.
What's up, everybody? It's CJ. I am so stoked to be here today because the last time that we had these guests on, because yes, they are a returning guest, I was unfortunately unable to make it. Apparently my tummy hurt. I went back and re-listened to the episode again today so I can get reminded about how bad my tummy ache was. But before we get to our guest, got to pass it down to the next man down the line, the man of 1,001 intros. He is Skyler.
Yee. Wait.
That's it.
Hold on.
What? Wait.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Hey.
No, I know what he's doing.
Oh, he's getting a phone call.
What do you mean?
Hmm.
What do you
Somebody's
mean,
not
no
happy.
ye?
Somebody's not happy with it.
Mom, first off, how do you know I'm podcasting right now, Ma? What the fuck? Fine, okay. No ye.
There it is.
Yep.
That
No
was a
yeet.
good
No
one.
yeet according to Mom.
I was almost going to say there's like a Samoan of some sort on the phone, but then he said mom, so no.
Yeah, I don't think Skylar's mom's Samoan.
No. Is she?
That we know of.
Listen, that bloodline tree is huge. You never know.
I mean, I swear to God, Daniel
was Skylar's mom on the picture Rock threw up?
I'm just saying maybe. I still haven't seen.
I didn't scope that whole picture.
I haven't
if
seen
you
a
look
clear
very
picture.
closely, our truth is somewhere in the far right.
Yeah.
And you believe me.
I mean, I would. But anyway, enough about the bloodline and enough about Skylar's mom.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our guests today.
Yeah. Check the last episode after you're done listening to this for our thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yes, our guest today, returning for the second time, reoccurring guest, a very special guest to round out the 69th episode, extravaganza. Longtime tag team. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nick Payne, Keem Lee, the House of Payne. Fellas, what's up?
Yeah. Hey,
what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
What is up, fellas?
Yes. First, again, thanks for coming back on. We always appreciate when people are willing to come and talk with us.
Oh, absolutely. Same here. We appreciate you guys just as much. CJ,
Absolutely.
Happy that you can join us. CJ's actually
My tummy didn't hurt
fan.
today. I felt so much better, so I was really glad to be here. But
He took his Tums.
yeah, I took my antacids and all that stuff. But
Very good.
It is great meeting both you guys. I got to talk a little bit with Hakeem before you jumped on. Tell him a little bit about my background, which I'm sure will come up again at some point in the show. But I'm really glad to be here with you guys because when I went back and I listened to that episode, when I listened to it the first time when it first came out, I was so bummed that I couldn't be part of it because you guys were absolutely awesome. I loved hearing all the stories. I wish I could have been here for it. So there was no way I was going to miss it again. So I'm glad I got to meet you guys. Definitely one of the more entertaining episodes I think that we have. So if you haven't listened to the first interview with these guys with the House of Payne, go back and check it out in the archives. But here they are again. I'm here with them. Super stoked to be here with you boys.
Awesome. Yes. Good to have you.
Yes.
This is going to be
Good. It's
fun.
good to be here. Very good to be here. I'm trying to remember the last time we was on here. Did we discuss us being tag team champions? What number we was at the last time? Because I'm quite sure we won another title since last time.
I don't think we discussed your championship reigns or they discussed your championship reigns last time. Because like I said, I went back and listened to it today, and I don't remember hearing about that. So why don't we start with that?
Yes.
Let's start. How many times?
Okay.
How many places
Start some
have you held
reigns,
titles?
start some
you
gold.
This feels
Yeah, right off the
like
bat.
this feels like it's going to be the Chris Jericho holds list.
Yeah,
Nah.
it just goes on and on.
That's funny.
Well, we are
Yeah,
currently We are currently 11 times winning tag team championships. Our
Look at
last
that.
tag
Look at
team
the belt.
title
Got it.
that we won.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. In Chicago. We won it in Chicago, Illinois this past summer.
Very
Nice.
nice.
We just successfully defended it this past Saturday.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Yes, in Massachusetts. So yes, 11 times. And come this June will be our 10-year anniversary as a tag team.
Nice.
I'm trying
That's
to look
wild,
for
man.
the.
That's awesome, man. I remember talking last time. You guys were creeping up on a decade, so now that it's coming here, and listen, and I know we mentioned it in the last interview, but it's a hell of a run to have, and clearly you're not stopping anytime soon. But 10 years is a hell of a run.
Definitely,
Yeah.
because my partner and I, maybe a year or two ago, maybe even longer, it was tag teams on a show that we was on, and I was doing a poll, and we are literally to have the team that got the most years out of everybody,
Yeah.
especially in the northeast, because everybody is like 2 or 3 or brand new. Like we're definitely the longest and only tag team for 10 years straight. No singles, no nothing. 10 years straight
Yeah.
as a tag team.
No singles matches. We don't do no singles runs. If you're gonna
Yep.
book one, you gotta book both.
I like that though. I do like
Nice.
that. And that's tough, man, because I know like I spent a lot of my time in my career in a tag team. Nick, I didn't get to tell you yet. I am a former wrestler myself. You know, I did 6 years in the Northeast up there too. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Andy Vivians at all.
Yes.
He was just our
Yes.
guest on our last episode, actually. That was my former tag partner. Me and him used to run together. We used to drive together to all the shows and stuff. But we we didn't even come close to hitting 10 years. Hell, I didn't even hit 10 years in my career. I only did it for probably like 6. But we probably spent about like 3 or 4 years together in a tag team. And it's tough, man. It's tough to keep that cohesiveness together, even though we rode down all the time. But there's like a lot of places that want to book you against each other or book you singles or whatever like that. So we did what we had to do. We fought each other in the ring a lot of times, but some of my favorite times was us working as a tag. So I really enjoyed that. Tag team wrestling is actually big for me. I love tag team wrestling.
It's one of the more one of the art forms of what we do that is kind of passed by, and it's unfortunate because the singles matches are cool, but that tag team dynamic adds so much more possibilities to things that can happen, and it's in some cases they could be more entertaining. You just got to put the focus on it. And what you run into often are 2 singles guys that are put in a tag team, and then they go in there and have 2 singles matches.
Yeah.
As opposed to working a full tag match how it should be, with the right psychology, with everybody, playing their part in their position in the match. It's not just 4 guys trying to get their shit in. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. I think that's something that me and Andy tried to work on like actual tag team psychology. Like we would watch tag team matches and be like, yo, we're stealing that. We're using that. We're, whatever we got to do.
Right.
But no, I think you're 100% right. That tag team wrestling is a totally different like animal. It's its own thing. It's its own being. And those who respect it know, and those who don't, go in there and just do their shit and get their shit over and get out of the building. And that's not the same, man. It's not.
CJ, to be honest with you, and if you really think about it, just think about it before I say what I'm about to say. If you really truly get into the tag team and really study it and do well, and then later on branch off, a lot of people that are tag team wrestlers, started out tag team wrestlers, became great singles wrestlers.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely.
It will be something to like really take serious. Like a lot of guys just do it just to get a book in, or we still got a lot of guys that are marks for championships. So they'll do it just to try to get a championship under their belt. But if you really like sat back and like really, take the time and really put it together, it will help you, later on if you want to be a singles competitor. I mean, just look at all the ones that was tag team, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels,
Yep.
R. Anderson. they was the list goes on. Like, just think
Well,
about it.
speaking of the Andersons, I do want to say real quick, because we just I don't know if you guys all know this. I don't know if I'm breaking anything right now, but
Right.
I
apparently
know what you're
earlier
about to
today,
say.
I'm sure Skylar knew. Apparently
Yeah.
earlier today, we lost Ole Anderson.
Yes,
Apparently,
yes.
Ole Anderson
unfortunately.
passed
Mm.
away, 81 years old. I do just want to give out a quick rest in peace to him, because obviously big Four Horsemen fan, big Ole and Arn Anderson fan. So just a shout out to Ole Anderson. Rest in peace, buddy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I do agree with you, Akeem. You're 100% right, man. There's a lot of guys that go in there, whether they start out in tag teams, whether they get pushed into one that kind of becomes successful, whatever. I feel like there's a lot you can learn in tag team wrestling that'll help you out long term and make you a better singles wrestler in the long run. But at the same time, I think it's important for, if you're going to focus on tag team wrestling, to know that, like Nick said earlier, you got to have that tag team psychology. You got to know how to
Absolutely.
work a tag match. And I think
Absolutely.
that's an art that gets lost on a lot of people.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We see it all the time. We see it not too long ago. We sat back as spectators watching a tag match, and we was like, "Oh my God, what is going on here?"
Yeah, two singles matches.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah,
singles
like-
matches, and they took us to Leg Slap City, is where they
Yeah.
took us to.
Leg Slap City. Leg Slap City,
It's
baby.
a whole nother
It's like
problem.
a t-shirt idea.
Right.
Instead of Suplex City, you got Leg Slap City. I like it.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's
That's
not
one
going
for
to
the
be using
indies.
it anytime soon.
You're not wrong.
We need to get some merch together anyway.
Hey, I do have stickers. I keep forgetting to plug that.
You got to mail me some of those, by the
I know,
way.
I do. Yeah, if anyone listening wants a sticker, just hit up one of our accounts. Just show you're literally following us. I'm not asking for much.
Literally not even asking for an email at this point. We're just saying, like, hey, just let us know if you want one.
Yes. Yes.
See, we just give shit away over here. That's it. That's why we'll
You
never
gotta,
make money.
You gotta start small, and then
But-
you can
That's
build
right.
up.
Could you imagine the balls on me if I'm like, if you want to buy one, I'd be like, buy.
Go fuck yourself, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, this is a hot topic.
I just leave them here, please.
I'm part of the show. I wouldn't even buy one from you. So I almost got him to spit take.
Oh, damn it. That's good timing. I know. I guess I'll ask this. I mean, I feel like the answer is no. But is there ever a desire to ever be opponents, or is this just tag team? Or but you don't want to have like an USO
Ride or
split
die.
ever, or like.
Well,
Is there-
put it like this. It's before we became a tag team. It's footage out there of us going 1-on-1
Yeah.
before we became a tag team. So enjoy that,
All right.
That's all you're getting.
Yeah,
Enjoy
all right.
that. I
Yeah,
mean,
like, to
when
us,
we first, okay,
No, I was just saying, like, we talk about it because so many of the guys in the locker room, or even promoters, be like, hey, you guys ever think about working against each other? And we're like, no. We're like, why do you want to?
No
see that?
hesitation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like we like tag team wrestling. We want to stay that. We want to be known for being a tag team and for being a good tag team. Singles guys, there's so many of them out there, but it's very rare that you get a tag team that you can put in a main event and have them do what they do, and people really enjoy them as a team. So the singles thing for me, I don't think so.
I like that though, because it feels like you're thinking long term, man, right? Like you're not thinking of, yeah, sure. Could you make a quick payday if you decide to wrestle each other? Yeah, sure. And could you get a good program out of it? I don't doubt it. But I think that you guys thinking long term and thinking about where you want to be, what your goals are as wrestlers, being a tag team, working together. I admire that about you guys, that you actually stick to your guns like that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. There's no selfishness between us, you know. I mean, that's like my partner said. It's been promoters that tried over the years, and we stick to our guns. Now, when we first got together, it was one of those situations. If a bigger company wanted one or the other, we would support that.
Mhm.
You know, but
Right.
what on our terms and how we moving is either both or none. I even had opportunities where they wanted me to tag with other people. I'm like, no.
I got my
Like, yo,
partner.
yeah, that
Right.
makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So not even on top of trying to get us to go against each other, they're trying to split us apart and have us tag with somebody else. Like, come on. No, that's not happening.
Nah, I
Right. And
like that
because so
though.
many other people do that, you know, and it's hard because me and Hakim have a chemistry, and it's been there since the first time we teamed up. We weren't focused on being a tag team in the beginning. If we were two singles guys and they put us together, and from that first tag match, it just worked. So why would we split that up? Why would we divide that chemistry? Not to say that, neither one of us are unique in our own way as singles, sure. But as a team, you're gonna get something that you're never gonna expect when you see two guys our size. And when we get in there, is it's almost like magic, man. Like not to pat ourselves on the back, but it's like magic when we work together.
Hey man, you guys, you've had a 10-year run, 11-time championships. I believe that you have every right to pat yourselves on the back. So, credit to you guys. You're obviously out there doing your thing. You're making all your moves together. You're sticking together. You're sticking to your guns. Like I said, that's hard to find. It's hard to find it's pretty hard to find in anything really. Something like people who are willing to stick together and that willing to be like, no, this is who I work with. This is my partner. You guys know where your bread is buttered, kind of, so to speak. And it's not to say, like you said, it's not to say that you couldn't go off and do it, but why do it when you're having so much fun and you enjoy working together so much? It just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Right. Because even a few years back, we was almost kind of forced into doing it, but it was in a way where the promoter came to both of us and said that we're like the best workers in his company. And he told us, he was like, I need one of y'all to wrestle Carlito.
Mm.
And it was one of those situations where we was kind of thrown into the mix. So um I was the one that wound up wrestling Carlito, and my tag partner wrestled another competitor from Puerto Rico. So it was one of those situations where that happened. And that was how many years ago was that, man? That was a couple of years ago.
That was maybe like three years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And
yeah, it's things like that, like in those situations where the promoter comes up, says that's another thing with me and my partner is we try to be as professional and do business the right way. So he needed that. That was something that he asked of us, and it was okay. One time for you, sure, we can do that. And it
yeah,
was a good opportunity for either one of us to go and step in the ring with somebody like Carlito.
Yeah, right.
So no
and it was
matter,
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
saying no matter who it was, whatever lessons Hakim learned from working with Carlito, it came back to me as well, and it's just like, bro, this is what he showed me, this is what I learned from him, and now we can take that information and use it together as well. So
Right. And it was an honor to be looked upon as, 1 and 2. Like y'all the best
Yeah.
better than a world champion, and you know what I'm saying? That's like wow. Okay.
yeah,
It is a big honor, man, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, Andy and I, we kind of had a similar reputation at one of the companies we worked at. Not specific old time wrestling. Old time wrestling had a lot of great wrestlers, and that's where I was trained. But we had Brian Johnson was the head trainer there. And he also kind of booked the show, did all that stuff. But we had a lot of great guys that worked there and did stuff. But there's another company, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about when you say that, like, you kind of jump around from company to company and you see some of these rosters, and when some of them is just like, there's some good guys on this roster, and then you go to another show and you're like, we're better than everybody here, and it's not even close.
Yes. Yes.
we can't say it out loud, but sure,
yeah,
yes,
of course. And there was
I didn't hear
one of
shit.
those.
CJ said all of it.
There,
True.
there was one of those rosters that Andy and I used to work on a lot, where it was kind of like that we were kind of known for being two of the better workers, if not the best workers on the roster. So they like to put us against each other. We had a whole big feud going on for a long time. Meanwhile, we're tag teaming together at OTW, which is like, a couple hours down the road, but it is what it is. We're doing what we're doing just to get ourselves out there and just to have fun with it, because I just wanted to wrestle at the end of the day. So I was just like, whatever shows we can get booked on, I don't care. I just want to wrestle.
right.
But man, when you have that trust from the promoters and you get, you know, fans coming up to you saying like, man, you guys put on the best match of the night. And you guys always bring it. Like we would have wrestlers on the roster, you know, sitting at the bar drinking before the show starts, telling us, can't wait to see you boys in there tonight. Oh man, that's gonna be a banger. You know, it's like that means a lot. You know, that pumps you up, gets the ego going a little bit.
Absolutely, and it's a huge compliment because you know you can get the guys that are on the show to want to watch you. You definitely gonna grab the people. So
yeah, for sure,
it's the ultimate compliment.
Was this one of the shows that Hulk Hogan was on?
No. The greatest gimmick of all time, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, like
there was
like
there
the
was a this was yep. This was it's a quick story that I'm not even really a part of. This was like I was super green, wasn't even booked on the show. Like I was brand new. And me and Andy go down. We have a weekend of wrestling where we're doing old time wrestling, where we trained and yada yada. But then he's got a show the next day. So, but I'm not booked. But we're riding together. We're doing all that stuff. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna sit in the crowd, be a fan for a day, you know. So we're sitting down there. I'm enjoying the show. One of those, it's definitely one of those rosters, not the same company, Mike, but definitely one of those rosters that I'm talking about. Where you know, just a lot of guys, just a lot of local guys who probably aren't trained or probably weren't trained very long anyway. And one of the gimmicks that came out was Hulk Hogan. Came out to the Real American theme song, wearing the red and yellow, and he had 2 sandwiches in his hands, just carrying 2 sub sandwiches, walking out to the ring, and says Hulk Hogan on his shirt. And I thought that was the greatest gimmick I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely creative. Definitely one of the most creative.
He did hit the big boot and the leg drop, the whole 9. Like he just did the whole thing, man. And the guy was probably like 5'8" and 300 pounds, but like god damn, loved every second of it.
That is crazy.
Yep. But it's thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem. It was literally the first thing I thought of when you were like, oh yeah, a show where like you know you're better, and I'm like, I'm like, oh shit, is this the Hulk Hogan? Because like I wasn't even there. Just you telling me, I'm not gonna forget the Hulk Hogan.
No, I'll never forget that ever. I remember Raven was on that show. Yeah. Wow. And Andy was a big Raven mark like when we were growing up. So I thought like, man, you must be super excited to be working a show with Raven, blah, 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 blah. And you know, Raven came out. I think he could barely move at this point. He came out, hit his DDT, hit his pose, and just walked out. And that was it. Like
that sounds like a Sandman thing, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, your Sandman story from the last episode. It was very similar. Raven just came out, hit his fucking pose, hit a DDT, and was just like, pay me, I'm out of here.
Listen, man, what a gig if you can get it. If you can just take 20 minutes to walk, well, Sandman, if you can just take all that time to walk to the ring, let Enter Sandman play 3 times, and then, you know, kendo stick a few bit and then leave. I mean, what the hell?
Right. Living the dream is
he's collecting a payday and just that's it. Hit a few people with a cane, get the hell out of there. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any like what are some other ones you've experienced where you're like who's on this show, and they're like, and then it turns out they're just like, all right, I know why they're here, like the old timer getting a check to, you know, relive the gimmick one more time. Are there any others that come to the top of your head that you know of?
I don't know. Like there's some that it's the opposite. Like you think like, all right, this guy's he's not gonna want to do nothing. And they go out there and they're like, no, let's work. Like we worked Cowboy Bob Orton. And we were thinking like, all right, he's a little bit on the older side. He's not gonna want to do too much. And
when was this, by the way?
Oh, this was a couple of years ago.
So more recently than one would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Full white hair. Like he was just like, and we thought, maybe not, but he went out there.
This was after his last run with Randy too. This was years ago.
Yeah, but as far as who came in and didn't do anything, I don't remember. Do you remember anybody, Hakeem?
Oh man, that came in and didn't do anything.
Yeah, just came, collected the check.
Anybody that was like a prick. I have those type of stories.
We have a bunch of those. But...
Listen,
I think you do see both sides of it because I've been on shows with a few guys too where it's just like I was on a show with Brian Knobs once, and Brian Knobs he was one of those guys that just didn't really feel like, you could tell it's just like, all right, he's doing his nasty boy gimmick and he's doing a tag match where he's like barely in the ring. But then I've done other shows with like Buff Bagwell was on the card and he actually went out there and worked, and he actually went out like, go ahead, Skyler.
Keep
I
going.
thought you were going to say something, but I was just going to say like Buff Bagwell, like how you guys were just saying, like you kind of expect to be like, all right, he's just going to go out, flex his muscles and he's just here to collect a paycheck kind of thing. But like, no, Bagwell went out there and actually like, did put a solid match together. I know he probably wasn't known for doing so because of his short WWE run, but people forget he was in WCW a long time. He had some decent matches. He wasn't that terrible.
Right.
There's definitely worse guys out there for sure.
No, him and Booker T just got booed on Raw that one time, and then they were like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, we're done with you.
Yeah.
But
I can't think of anybody. Like we've been actually lucky with anytime we're on a show with somebody, they kind of put in the effort.
That's good. It has to set a good example.
I can think of one. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go for it.
But it wasn't in a bad way. It was in the most hilarious ways. We used to do ring setup and breakdown for Ring of Honor when they would come to the New York area. This was one of those outdoor shows they did in the Cyclones Stadium.
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. They had one of the Bushwhackers on there. And he was in a battle royal. And his music plays, he comes out, he does the walk.
I was like,
and walks around the entire thing, does the whole home plate, first base, second base, third base, gets in the ring, gets thrown right out.
Okay.
Yep.
Greatest shit ever.
Yep.
Isn't that kind of similar to what he did at the Royal Rumble too? Like, wasn't there a Royal Rumble where he just got eliminated immediately and then just kept doing his thing as he's walking back
and kept walking out?
Yeah, they played that clip. They played that clip forever until like Santino broke it like one year, and now that's the clip they play. But yeah, they played that Bushwhackers thing. So I was really gonna be like, did he do the thing? Did he just get tossed out in 2 seconds?
Absolutely. But it's just like at that point in your career, if you can get it and they're willing to pay you to do it, why not? And one of the biggest pops of the night, if any, because people enjoyed it. It was
for him especially. I think I think it makes sense just because of that Royal Rumble spot that was famous for so long. So of course, like, oh, he's in a battle royal, sure, just toss him immediately. Yeah. Let's just get the walkover,
Right.
And like I can remember as a kid, I can look back and know what it was, but it was like it was like maybe 10 and like at some high school. Like George the Animal Steel was there, and it's like, at the time, I don't know, but like I can certainly look back now and be like, yeah, all he did was get in the ring and like bite a couple turnbuckles and then turnbuckle pads and then leave. So I'm like
I'd be satisfied with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, because then it's like, well, this makes sense, and now it's like, well, yeah, of course he got paid. He probably got paid the most money out of anyone else there to not take a bump.
Absolutely.
But
that's you just said the most important part. Didn't have to take a bump.
Oh yeah.
That's the most important part, especially for these guys that are, the old timers and the semi-retired guys and stuff like that. Like they don't want to go in there and bump around for a bunch of kids.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's why I remember being shocked as hell when I think we were all watching the Stone Cold Kevin Owens thing from Mania, because we were like, they're gonna throw a couple punches and it'll be a stunner, and then it was like, no, they did a whole
they
had Austin took a suplex on the outside.
Yeah. Like I remember being like, he's actually, I was like, I did not expect this. I just figured let's get this stunner and everybody go home happy.
Go home, yeah.
Right.
But so yeah, sometimes I guess WrestleMania main event versus maybe some guys trying to work the indies is a different story, but still, like I was like, damn, he's doing the thing.
And I mean, in most cases, they've all earned that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's certainly not a knock on guys that do it. It's just funny because like I'll scroll like Instagram and stuff, and I'll see like I'll just get like the indie wrestling like the ads will pop up on my phone, and you'll see like it's like local guys and then like 1 star, and you're just like, I'll see it and I'll be like, I wonder, all right, Mr. Kennedy, and then a bunch of guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. I like saw that recently. I couldn't even say where it was, but I was like, and someone like Mr. Kennedy probably still go out there and do it, or Mr. Anderson,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get my names right for these guys. I mean, yeah, like while we're on it, who else? I guess who else? I mean, forget the not taking a bump, but anyone else that you've worked with where you're like, you know, like a Cowboy Bob Orton type, where you're like, damn, I'm shocked that he's out here working.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hakim has a way better memory than I do. I get hit in the head way too goddamn much. Yeah, I have a shit memory for sure. Hakim is like a goddamn Rolodex where he's just like he remembers everything. So you could take this one.
I mean, nobody. I mean, even when Roma was still stepping, when Paul Roma was still stepping in the ring, he was still going.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it wasn't nobody. Yeah, it wasn't nobody that was really you could say lazy and didn't want to do anything from the locker rooms we was in.
No, but
Even Tito Santana, he was working.
I did a show with
everybody
Tito too, and he still works. Like the dude is like, it's crazy.
Yep.
It's nuts, man. Have you ever worked any of those guys though? Any of those old legends?
Just Cowboy Bob Orton. That was the only one we were able to get in there with him and Brian Costello from back in the day. Not sure if you guys are familiar, but we were able to get in there with him. That it was actually him and Bob Orton together as a team against us in Indiana. So I mean, and again, they worked. They were real cool with us. They were, you know, they let us do what we wanted. They let us call spots. They let us call the match. They were just like, we'll listen to you guys, which that's an honor for us. We grew up watching both of those guys. So
hell yeah, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, and watching Hakim pick up Bob Orton without his permission.
Yeah,
was crazy. It was wonderful.
I mean, if they're saying call it,
right.
I'm just
I mean, he didn't want to go up, but I had to force him up.
He didn't have a choice. But no, yeah, that was that's the one thing with me and Hakim is being a tag team. We haven't been able to get those opportunities to work, you know, some of the bigger stars, because when they bring people in, they bring in singles guys. So we haven't got that. I mean, we politics for the longest to try to get a match with the Rock and Roll Express before they retired. It just never happened. Every promoter, we'd be like, "What about the Rock and Roll Express?" And they'd be like, "No, we can't."
Yeah, we was even trying to get Powers of Payne at one time too. We was trying to get them.
I was gonna say, wasn't Rock and Roll Express doing like a whole like farewell tour too? Like you couldn't have gotten them in for one of those. Oh man, that would have been great.
We tried so hard to get that match. We tried, and then it was funny because one of another tag team that we worked with and that are good friends of ours, they wound up working them. We were like, oh god damn it, we wish it was
you bastards.
Yeah, it's like but yeah, I mean we like Hakim said, we was trying to get a match with the Powers of Payne as well. And it's funny because I just recently seen a video of them at an indie show where they did a run-in, and it was more like a walk-in. Like there was no running involved. And I was just like, well, I guess that's long gone. That idea.
Right.
But yeah, I mean we haven't really been able to do that.
But see, what we have gained through the years with legends, a lot of them we didn't work, but we had like conversations with just off the strength of us being workers. Like they gravitated to us pretty quick. Like we do conventions too. And we had that's where we pretty much got a one-on-one with a lot of legends. And you act like we just met. I mean, we spoken to one time we met Demolition. Yeah, Demolition. We was at a table like the other side of the room, and Axe made it upon himself to greet us. And we like, no, you the legend. We gonna greet you. But he made it. He's like, no, your guys are workers. I'm coming to shake your hand. You know, Demolition, Killer Bees, Tonga Kid, the Samoans. So I mean, we haven't gotten a ring with a lot of legends, but we have spent a lot of time with a lot of legends, like doing conventions and stuff. So
And even them coming to us and telling us, like, sometimes we'll do a show and they'll be on the show, but then they come to us afterwards and compliment us and like Dangerous Danny Davis. We did an event, he was there watching, and he came back to talk to us, and he's like, no, I specifically wanted to talk to you two because I just wanted you guys to know that it's great to see a tag team your size and you guys do what you do. He goes, if you were in my era, if you were in my day, you guys would have been on top. You guys would have been successful. And that to me and Hakim means the world, because those are the guys that we idolized. Those are the guys that we watched and were in awe of. So for them to tell us that they're watching our work and they're enjoying it, being the biggest critiques in the building, man, that keeps us going sometimes. This shit gets difficult and because it does at times, but that really gives us that shot in the arm to like, nah, we're doing something right.
So all these conventions, all these legends that you've gotten to meet over the years, I know you haven't had a chance to work with many of them, but obviously you've had a lot of conversations. Is there any particular, and I'm sure you guys have picked some brains, is there any particular piece of knowledge that really sticks out to you the most that was handed down to you from any of these guys?
Oh, there's been so
Oh
much.
man, it's so much. We got them from almost all of them. I mean, starting with Paul Roman himself, Paul Roman and Mario Mancini, and then getting it from Tuco, I'll tell you a story about the Tuco Scorpio situation. We met him at a convention, and walked up to him. We introduced ourselves. We said we're a tag team, known as House of Payne, blah blah blah. We was trained by Paul Roma, and I whipped my phone out to show him a move that I stole from him. So I whipped him and I showed it to him. He was like, "Well, goddamn, you doing that off the floor? I used the ropes to do that move." It was one of those things. He was like, "Damn, you good." And it was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? That right there just was sunshine to me. I was like, oh, okay, wow. I was able to present him the move that he liked to do, and I'm doing it, and he appreciated it. So it was moments like that. Just showing legends our matches at the conventions, and like I said, all of them enjoying it and everything else. Like
I mean, I would think one of the most consistent things that we hear from them when we tell them that we're a tag team is they always tell us, make sure you look out for each other. Don't let anybody divide you two. You guys are going to do business together because it is a team.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's probably the biggest takeaway that we've gotten from a lot of them, because again, they can watch our match and they give us compliments and stuff, but as far as advice and things, that's one thing that sticks out that they always tell us, look out for each other. So, and even Roma taught us that as well. Like when it comes to promoters, in the sense of trying to make you guys work with each other when you don't want to, or being involved in certain things that you might not feel comfortable with being. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to advocate for each other. So that was probably, as far as advice, one of the biggest things we get all the time.
I'd say that probably goes a far way, considering your guys' philosophy on how you guys work together and how you guys go about bookings and everything else. So for sure, that makes sense.
Yep.
Especially those guys. I feel like tag team wrestling I think it's bigger now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was big like coming through the 80s, and then I feel like we hit a point in like the mid 90s where I feel like, again, I'm basing it on like, the major companies where it became an afterthought.
Yeah, everybody wanted to be The Rock and Stone Cold.
Right.
Right.
And I feel like,
and I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. And it's more, I mean, I'm just finishing my broken thought of like, like I feel like when you guys became a tag team, 10 years ago in, 2014, I think tag team wrestling was still at that point of like, well, it's here, but it's sort of just, it's like on the back burner. Like, it's like if you were in a tag team, and a lot of stuff back then, like I remember someone saying like, if you told Randy Orton in 2014, you're going to win the Intercontinental title, he'd be like pissed about it or something. Why am I getting demoted or something? Whereas I bet people would feel the same about getting the tag team titles 10 years ago.
Yep.
So to be a tag team, to be a tag team and to keep that going now into now an era where, you know, you just saw the tag team titles main event WrestleMania a year ago. So to see it come back around and
Yeah.
that you guys have stuck with it all this time to now in a tag team wrestling boom again is just awesome for that, like for that reason alone. Because to see it come back, as all these tag teams you're mentioning, big in the 80s when tag team wrestling was a bigger deal, and it's all coming back around again. So all this stuff and all that knowledge, it fits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. But you got to also look at it too. Like every promotion that's not WWE wants to copy WWE. So when WWE wasn't concentrating on tag team wrestling like that, everybody else followed the
Everybody
suit.
else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody followed the suit. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why you
that's true.
see, yeah, that's why you see tag teams not really lasting. And you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all come into the game want to be world champions, singles world champions. But when me and Nick got put together, we was two singles guys just trying to find our way in this business. And when we got put together, we didn't want to be put together. We was like, what the hell is going on here?
Mhm.
You know? But you know, us being students of the game, we say, you know what? Let's see how this goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's try it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And from that first match, that chemistry was there, and then we ran with it ever since. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you just have to be humble and take what's given and take the ball and run with it. And that's something that Nick and I have done for the past 10 years. Wherever we at, you give us the ball, we're gonna run with it. And that's what we've been doing for the past 10 years. And it's not even about impressing the boys in the back, you know, or even the promoters. The fans let us know that we're doing right. And that's what's important. They're the ones that's paying the ticket.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it doesn't matter where we go. Again, not trying to be cocky. We get over. Whether it's babyface or heel, we get over. Those fans remember who we are. They gonna boo us or they gonna cheer us. Just on our work alone. We don't
And
have
get-
to go out there and beg for it.
Right.
We just go out there and work and they know what it is.
And sometimes we get put in positions where, all right, you know, yeah, you have your heavyweight champion, but we're in the main event
Mhm.
as the tag team. No titles, no nothing. Just they appreciate our work. And some guys think that we politic and all that. And me and Hakim don't do that. We speak to the promoter to get booked, and then the day of the show. We don't hit them up during the week. Hey, what's our match? Hey, what number are we? Hey, are we going over? None of that matters.
Mm-hmm.
We're confident in our performance. So when we go out there, that crowd's gonna have a good time. Whether they're booing us, whether they're cheering us, they're gonna get entertained. And you know, some guys on the card, some of the single guys, like I said, Leg Slap City, they think that's what gets them over, and it doesn't. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not a thing. You guys got to go out there and work. And sure, you've seen a 450. You've seen it in the first 7 matches, I'm sure. And for the first 3 or 4 matches, you've seen it. And then we come out there as 2 guys well north of 200, 300 pounds, and we're doing what we do. And they enjoy it and they love it. So.
No, I think that's important to like there's a big difference between doing moves that get reaction and actually just being able to get the reaction yourselves. And I think like when you actually can get reactions yourselves based on your psychology, based on what you do in the ring, based on how you interact with fans, all that stuff, I feel like lasts a lot longer, holds a lot more water than just being able to go out and hit a 450 and get the big ooh ah moment.
Right.
Dude,
Tell the story.
yeah, like for my own, like, you know, wrestling fandom, I feel like just over the years I've seen like not I've seen every move there is to see, but to a point I think I'm at where I'm like I don't like it's cool and stuff, but like I need that story. I need that reason to care about what I'm watching. I don't necessarily like I can appreciate the athleticism, but I don't necessarily care about, you know, like 85 flips in a match anymore. There was a time when I did when I didn't see it, but I think I've gotten to the point now where something just reset in my head where I'm like, I don't care. I need this. I need the
We're all-
storytelling. I need the
we're also desensitized to the moves that we're just like, now we're actually falling back to the roots, which is where like everybody is.
That's
Like
true.
that's where the substance is. Give me the meat and potatoes here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and going back to the whole like not taking bumps thing, I'm not even saying that, but like you can tell a story without, like without really doing much sometimes. I
Mhm.
think like someone like Jake the Snake Roberts, like the master of that. Less
It's
is
actually
more.
funny you say that because me and Hakim just performed at an event this past weekend, and we were sitting in the car coming home, and I was just sitting there and said, "Yo, you know what? I don't think I took one fucking bump today." We had the crowd like it was a thing. I said, I don't think I fell. I think I maybe took one bump, and it's like because the storytelling is there.
Mhm.
And to go back to the guys that do the flips and all that, nothing wrong with it. But what you run into a lot, what you see a lot on the indies is they're doing flips, but they don't even look good doing it.
Mm.
It looks sloppy. It looks dangerous.
Yeah.
The one thing that we enjoyed in our fandom growing up and being younger with guys like RVD or Rey Mysterio was the shit looked impossible to do. It looked so clean and it looked so
Mhm.
like effortless. These
Mhm.
guys
Yeah.
nowadays, I'm just surprised you get up and walk after you did it
Right.
because it looks like you killed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conversation in our group chat earlier today. Somebody posted a clip. I think it was Mike. I think you posted it actually, or no,
I think
I
Dennis
don't
did.
remember. Maybe Dennis did.
If it's what you're about to
Anyway,
say,
it's
then Dennis, yeah.
irrelevant. But the clip was some guy, big guy, has this skinny guy up in like a a gorilla press kind of situation, launches him out of the ring, and the point was to throw him through a table that was like 20 feet from the ring, and of course the dude falls short, lands
Oh
on
my
the
God.
concrete, just flat on the concrete, and my whole response to
Oh,
that
and
was like,
he's on fire.
oh yeah, and he's on fire. The ref lit him on fire before he threw him. And my whole thought watching this whole thing, I was just like, this is dumb. Like this is people who do this is just dumb because meanwhile, one, what are you doing here? Like you guys are, you're probably making $20 tops, if not just a handshake and a hot dog. And you're putting your body on the line for some ridiculous spot that makes no sense at all. Like why is the table 20 feet from the ring? Why are you trying to launch him? Like, yeah, cool. It would look, if you hit it, it looks impressive, but you guys are in a bingo hall doing this stuff. You're just gonna like you said, Nick, you're gonna just completely cripple your bodies, and for what? And meanwhile, I just feel like it has no place. And we got into this whole conversation about how like I just think it's dumb, right? And one of the guys in our chat, he kind of said like, oh well, it has its audience. And I'm like, no. I'm not talking about deathmatch stuff. I'm not talking about hardcore wrestling. Like that has an audience. This
Right.
is fucking dumb.
Just stupid. No, you're right. It's dumb.
Mhm.
And then what's also bad with some of these things is they do it and they don't even really get a reaction. So now it's even less important
Yep.
because people are kind of just like, even with blood in certain places, fans get turned off from that. This isn't
Mhm.
the 80s, like back in the day, that was something cool, but you guys, you mutilate your body, like you said, for a crisp $20 bill or a stale hot dog, and it's like,
Hot dog and a
guys,
handshake, baby.
yeah, there's many ways to do this business, and that's not one of them.
No. It's just not necessary.
It
Like
isn't.
you just mentioned blood. Like I just want to like just to kind of further your point. Think about how long WWE went without having any blood at all. And now, even though they've kind of brought it back, it's still super rare. But every time you see it on TV now, how much more does it mean now than it did back in '99 when you saw it every week?
Absolutely.
You
No,
know?
absolutely. It takes things to the next level. It gets the reaction that's needed.
Mhm.
Now, some of these guys, they just cutting themselves and bleeding, and it's like, bro, nobody cheered for that. Nobody was.
Yeah.
This didn't elevate. This didn't push forward what you were doing. Me and Hakim, we do some booking for a company out here, and that's something that we try to put out to our guys. It's like, guys, think about what you're doing. If it's not getting a reaction, it's not selling more tickets later. You have to rethink how you do these things. Give them what they asked for and what they paid for, but don't kill yourselves because 9 times out of 10, the blood and all that, they don't want it.
Yeah.
They don't. It's a different time.
And not to mention, if you just look at like the heads of some of the guys, someone like Abdullah the Butcher, or
Yeah.
I think like Devon Dudley too. I noticed
Mhm.
in like more recent interviews, you
Dusty
can see,
Rhodes.
yeah, right. You can
Mhm.
see like just like the cuts and the scars, like all like in the in the hairline, pretty much. But
Abdullah puts a quarter in it and it'll stick there. Like that was a
Mhm.
trick that he used to do to like, show off to people like, hey,
Right.
look at this, check this out. And they'll take a quarter, stick it in one of his scars and just take his hand away and it would just stick there.
yeah,
I heard
Right,
he
but
used.
That's how
That's where he put
deep
it.
they went.
the
I
difference
heard
with
that's where
that,
he used to put his poker chips.
See, if I was sitting at a poker table across from that, I'd be intimidated for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm not bluffing that guy.
but the thing with that is like, yeah, they have those scars, but they got paid very well
100%. It's
for
different.
their
Like I'm not
forehead to
saying
look like that.
I'm not saying that's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
situation for
no,
sure.
it's not.
I'm just saying that like these young kids who are only making $20 or a stale hot dog,
Right.
you're still doing it. You're going to end up looking like that. And where are you going to be 20, 30, 40 years from now?
Yeah.
Just you're not going to be a has been. You're going to be a never was with
Right.
these marks on your face. It's just ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And now,
I
like,
couldn't agree more.
it's not to say that if you're working a promotion that doesn't have it often, or if you're working a program that like, you've never done this before, like, and you do it and you get that effect and you'll get that reaction to it, because I believe that like when it's something that doesn't come around as often, it makes it more special.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're going to make it special, I'm not saying that like indie wrestlers should never gig. I'm not saying that,
No.
but I'm saying that like, if you're going to do it, make it mean something.
100%. 100%. Let it do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to further the story you're telling.
Mhm.
And build that suspense, that whatever it is. But like you said, don't do it for nothing. Don't do it with no just because you know how to do it. Oh, I
Don't
learned
do
how
it
to
every
do it,
week.
so I'm gonna do it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me ask you guys, you just mentioned that you do some booking and stuff like that. Have you guys ever spent any time actually training any wrestlers? Like, I don't think you guys own a school or nothing like that, but like, do you guys actually spend time training some guys and like actually like really teaching?
We have certainly. One of the guys that I've trained, he's not like, he's just getting back into it. He took some time off. He had a couple kids and things like that. But his name is Nutrius X. If you go look up his stuff, that's somebody that I trained. I trained him when he was like 15 years old. He's 31 now.
Wow.
So, he's one of the people. And then like there's been times where we were in Paradise Alley with Paul Roma. There were times there where we would take the class and he would let us, because he knew they were in good hands. He would tell them, learning from them is like learning from me, because I've taught them. So when it comes to guys, and not to name drop, we usually don't do that, but I'm going to do it now.
Go for it, man.
Flash Waller, Kylon King. These are guys that when we were in the school, they were just coming in and we would help them out. And yeah, I wouldn't say we trained them. I don't want to take that, but there's been times where we've helped them with some things.
You had an arm in it for
Right.
for sure.
Right. The Haven, it's a tag team out here in the Northeast that, and all these guys are doing so much cool shit now. It's really dope to see, Kylon and Dustin, Miracle Generation, they're IWTV tag champs for a year today. So like, congrats to them for that. But yeah, we have that. Who else, Hakim? I'm sure there's been so many others.
Oh man, so many to name. You already mentioned them. Who else? Steven Garcia.
Oh, Sunset Steve, yeah.
Yes, I said Steve. Wow, who else?
There's been, yeah, it's so many, because like coming through that
Quite
Paradise
a
Alley
few.
school, if anybody come through that school, we've had something, somehow they've come in contact with us to learn something.
Right.
Makes sense.
Usually like psychology, or when it comes to them being in a tag team, Roma would tell them, get in there with them. They know what they're doing.
Mhm.
So it's been quite a few.
Makes
But
sense. And that's cool, man.
those are the guys that were most notable that we could say.
That's and like, I mean, clearly, is it something you'd want to do in the future, or is like owning a wrestling school like, I don't know, man.
No, absolutely. I think I would love to do it. I'm at a point now too where like it's fun for me and Hakim to do what we do and to do that, but we're at a point in age where WWE that ain't happening. The other companies quite possibly, but even they're going more towards 19, 20-year-olds. But if I'm able to help out those people, because again, doing the booking that we do for a company is called Coliseum Pro Wrestling out here we operate out of West Haven, Connecticut. Watching some of the guys come through there who are just learning how to do things, and seeing them get over and seeing them progress in their career is so rewarding for me. So I mean, I would definitely love to do that. Definitely love to run a wrestling school. Me and I can always talk about that. We get a good 2-3 year run on TV, be able to open our school and have some credibility.
Yeah, I think. Well, obviously, you get on TV, that'll instantly give you some of that credibility, some customers right off the bat. But I think it's cool that you guys have talked about it and you guys do think about it. I think it shows that your passion for the industry, for the business, which is really cool because it's a tough gig. Running any kind of school or any kind of trade school, whatever, is difficult enough. But then like having to deal with potential pro wrestlers, oh my God, that's got to be a headache and a half for sure. Have you ever traveled outside of the country? Have you ever tried like Mexico or Japan or anything like that?
We've done Canada.
We've done
Okay.
Canada.
Yeah. Canada was great. Canada was fun. There's a possibility, I don't want to say 100%, we might be going to Colombia this this summer.
Nice.
I don't know how true that is, but you know what I'm saying? That's what's been told us.
Right.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
So yeah. But definitely
well, we are actually featured on Columbia TV out there.
So, really? That's cool.
Yeah. So
you guys will get over there. TV. You'll be over already.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
People actually know who you are already, so that'd be cool.
Right. So that's why it's been brought to our attention now. They're going to run some shows there. They want us to go out there. So we try to figure that out. I mean, they want us. It's all about, let's see what, let's see how the business aspect of it is going to be.
We also got the invitation to go to Puerto Rico for Savio Vega. It's all about just, making the plans to go out there. But as far as places we would like to go, for me.
Oh yeah, this past weekend too, we got a request that the Mexico AAA thing.
Oh yeah. It was a contact.
AAA.
Contact for that. Yeah,
I mean that's big in Mexico, man. That's like Mexican WWE down there.
Right. The person told us that they have a connect down there and they're willing, like, if that was something we wanted to do or interested in doing, that they could help facilitate that. So
that would be really cool, man.
That would be, that would be great. For me personally, I would love to go to the UK.
All right.
Like, I love that style of wrestling.
That UK scene has picked up over the past like 10 years or so too. Like I feel like they've gotten like a lot bigger than they were in the past. Like this past like 10 years, obviously you got NXT UK that came out a few years ago.
Yeah. And
they had their run. But like even before that, even the indie scene, I feel like really started picking up about like maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it definitely has. And like just like that whole style, that whole psychology, I love to watch it. So to be able to go out there and learn from some of their guys who are really good at it would be tremendous.
Yeah. That was one of the main spots Drew Galloway, but Drew McIntyre was before coming back. And I think it was ICW. He was the champion over there. And watching, like I just found myself in a loophole one night of just watching all these different things. And I'm like, well, this is how he got awesome between WWE stints, because like, I was like, this isn't, first of all, he obviously got jacked, but then it was like, this isn't,
that doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, right. But then I'm just like this isn't like, this is so far removed from that like chosen one dude that came about, years prior. And then and obviously seeing the other stuff over there. So I know what you're saying with that, with like that style over there. because it is very good. And I think a lot of that stuff might be on I don't know if they're still on Peacock because they had a lot of that stuff on there.
Yeah, I
Like,
think the ICW stuff got taken down. They have a
Yeah,
lot
right.
of the We Love Wrestling that's out in
Yes.
Germany. That's
Yep.
another place that, watching some of their footage is like one thing with me and Hakim is we like to learn new shit. We never stop learning in this thing. So wherever we can go that's gonna help further us or expand our knowledge of this industry, we want to do it.
Very
So,
cool.
Yeah.
any
No, that would be
promoters listening out there that watch this show,
Please,
hit us
please
up.
book these guys, man.
Yeah,
Book
seriously.
these guys. Let's go. Get them overseas. Let's get them more exposure. Get them like, hey, if they can get over anywhere in America, they can get over anywhere else.
Absolutely.
we're gonna go to Vermont. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go
man.
to Saskatoon. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the states strictly, but I know you guys just mentioned you had a show recently in Chicago, Illinois. What's the furthest out west you ventured? Anywhere close to maybe Las Vegas, Nevada, for instance? I don't know. Maybe yeah.
No,
Not
but
yet.
we want to.
We want to go there.
We want to.
Okay, so these are the states we've been. We've been to Indiana. We've been to Florida. We've been to Illinois. Of course, New York, Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I feel like we're leaving out somebody.
Pennsylvania.
Tennessee.
Pennsylvania, yep. Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Pennsylvania.
In March 30th for Assault Wrestling Alliance, we'll be making our debut in Maryland.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's
West Virginia.
Coming up.
We
West
go-
Virginia, we've been to
Yeah.
Real Shoot Wrestling. Yeah, I mean we haven't really gone too far west, but me and Hakim been itching to go out there. So like Las Vegas, you guys have FSW. That's a place.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm gonna have to go check. Nah, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I might have to go check out a local show here.
You might have to come out of retirement. I'm just saying.
Oh shit! Don't even.
It's called Future Stars of Wrestling. That's where Chris Bay is out of there.
Yeah, Chris Bay coming from out of there.
Chris Bay Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll have to check that out. FSW, huh?
Yeah, FSW, and it has.
I'm gonna pull that up now so I don't forget.
I think D'Lo Brown is involved with them.
Oh man! You said the name. You said the right name. These boys know. These boys already know.
You better work. You better work on
D'Lo Mark for no reason other than the neck wob thing. But like, I fucking love D'Lo.
Yeah, they've been producing a lot of great shows and a lot of good talent out of there too.
I just found their Instagram page, so I'm gonna be checking it out, and maybe I'll go check out a show next time they're running near me.
Yeah, for sure. They and it's a nice, like, they have good production and all that. Like, it's a really good spot. But yeah, we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to hit the West Coast for sure, California, something out there. But
yeah,
we're willing to go anywhere. At this point, it's like, if the money is good, if the business is right, let's go do it.
Hell yeah, man.
If you got a zip code, they'll fucking be there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hell yeah.
I mean,
cool,
the flight sounds fucking crazy, but there is like, I always see these guys are going to like Australia and stuff. And I know like WWE was just there, but I always see like indie guys are like, yeah, all right, off to Australia for the tour. And I'm just like, wow, like
a 30-hour flight.
I know it's yeah.
Yeah, now there's a young lady on the indies that she's in Japan currently, and she's been out there for like 2. It's like that's what me and Hakim are looking for. Give us a 2-month run somewhere. Like let's make it happen.
Hell yeah, man!
It's really cool. It's good to see that. Because me and Hakim were coming in at a time where it was legit just like local stuff. You weren't seeing too many people go overseas and go do things like that on an indie level. Now, completely different story, completely different game. So that's dope. It's good for the younger guys now that again now.
I mean, it's like I think a lot has to do with how good it's gotten over this past few years, because I feel like wrestling's definitely stepped up its game, so to speak. WWE's gotten a lot better. You got the competition with AEW and ROH and all that other stuff. But I think that like wrestling's kind of becoming cool again. You know what I mean? Like, like for a long time, it was like not cool to be into wrestling. And now all of a sudden people are just like people who you never expected be like, man, that Roman Reigns dude, he's my dog. And it's just like, bro, you were making fun of me 5 years ago for watching
Yeah,
this
right.
shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, even the respect level for what we do has gone up, and
Yeah.
that's really the important part. Is like people are you don't when you hear wrestling, you're not hearing like, oh, the fake stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, they're more interested in it than they are willing to cut it down. If that
And I
makes
think
sense.
I think that goes a long way. Like it's not, I think people are accepting it more of a source of entertainment rather than
Hmm.
Mhm.
combat sports or whatever you want to like
Yeah.
put it as. And I think like when you come in and you can actually honestly like watch something is just like this is to entertain me. This is like I know what it is, but like I don't care. I'm gonna fall into it. I'm gonna kind of suspend disbelief in a way, whatever. You really get so much more out of it as a fan. Like I know I'm speaking personally at this point. I've been in the ring, out of the ring, so like it's just like even now watching wrestling to me now is a lot more enjoyable than it was when I was actually working, because like
Right.
when I was working, I was always like analyzing and looking for things and stuff like that. Now I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna kick back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, you don't get once you're in this, you'll never view it the same.
No, that's true. I
You'll
mean, it's still, yeah, it's
always.
still, there's
But
still
I know
that
what you mean.
analytical part of me that's still like, ooh, that was bad. You shouldn't have done that. That looks stupid, whatever. But it's a lot easier for me now to just kind of be like, I'm just gonna not rate everything I see and just like
Right.
try to enjoy it.
And just enjoy it as a fan, and
Mhm.
not be so worried about where they're going next, and just letting them take you on that ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
feel like Botchamania in a way has almost helped that in a positive way, because now I feel like people can look at it and go, "Oh, Botchamania, I'll watch it on YouTube next week. It'll be funny," and then you move on. Versus people like, "Oh, that spot, wow, they really fucked that one up, huh?" I don't know. In a way,
right.
at least in my own head, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I am the table. I don't know.
I am the table. Who do you think you are? I am. Oh man. Yeah, it's actually it's funny you mentioned Botchamania and stuff like that, Mike, because I was actually I was just went back, started watching some old NXT takeovers for like I had them on in the background. I was playing some online poker.
Mm.
And I was watching some old NXTs in the background there, and it had can't remember which one it was. I think it was Chicago 2, where Skyler's boy Malachi, aka Aleister Black, went to go throw the black mass on Lars Sullivan and missed wildly. And Lars still had to sell it, and he still fell down, and everyone was just like,
Oh boy.
like I remember
Man.
at the time live, I was just like, that's so bad. And like now I'm watching it now and I'm like, oof, that still sucks.
Well, some stuff is just bad.
Yeah, like
Some
Lars
stuff
Sullivan.
you can't.
Like Lars Sullivan, yeah.
He wasn't great. He wasn't great.
Not at all.
No, no, just all that muscle and where to get you into gay porn, apparently.
Just
Anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, where do we
Listen.
go from here?
Listen, man, if
it's gonna take a segue master to get out of this one.
Yeah, I don't have a segue for that one. I don't have anything ready to go.
No. There's no other way except just kind of, just completely move on. When you guys are traveling all this way, do you travel just together? Do people ever tag along? Like how does it mostly work? You guys just travel together? Do you ride with people if you're going town to town or back and forth? I guess I'm always interested in that part of like if you guys are just riding together or if anyone else ever
Carpool situation.
Yeah.
We used to carpool years ago, but I say within the last 2 years, it's just been Nick and I.
Okay.
Me and Hakim are like two old people in the car where we argue with each other about the dumbest things. We don't listen to music, we talk about the business
Really?
the whole time. Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny because it was a local trip with somebody who's in the car with us, and me and Hakim are doing our regular talking about the show and talking about things, and they just stop us from like, y'all don't listen to music, or like, you guys don't just hang out. Like, no, we don't. We talk about this shit all day.
Yeah.
So car rides with us aren't as exciting, but like you said, we used to carpool back when we first started. It was us and it was like 5 or 6 other people, or 4 other guys, something like that. But yeah, lately it's just been ourselves, and plus, me and Hakim have done a lot as far as helping other people get put on, and that doesn't necessarily translate over to the other side of us getting put on. So we've kind of taken, not to be selfish or anything, but it's like it's time to look out for us.
Mhm.
So it's just been me and him, and really just him because I don't drive. He does
Yeah.
all the driving. We did Chicago 13 hours. Brother did it by himself.
Damn.
What's that
So-
saying? The passenger princess or whatever.
Yeah, 1000%. And then he gets mad at me because I'm falling asleep.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, because if he start to fall asleep, it makes me want to go to
Yeah,
sleep.
no, I'm the worst. I'm the worst at that.
Me and Andy used to ride together, and we were notorious, both of us, for falling asleep on each other. Like, we would try not to, but like we'd get in the car, we'd start driving. As soon as we hit the Jersey Turnpike, Andy would be out, and then if he was driving on the way back home, I'd be out. It was just we would try to be like, yo, let's talk about what we're gonna do today. Let's throw on some tunes or whatever. We did listen to music a lot, but there was a lot of times.
Wait. Hold up.
Yep.
Hold up.
Yep.
Hold up.
Let's
You
hear
and
it.
Andy. You and Andy listen to music, right?
Yeah.
What was? What did y'all listen to?
We listen to a wide variety of things because we both have we have similar taste in certain things, but we also have very wide ranging taste. I'm a big like pop punk and metal fan. Obviously, he's got a lot of like rap and R&B, but like I listen to. Yeah, he's got. Oh yeah, dude. My dude listens to some fucking R&B, some soul, he listens to gospel. He's got gospel music fucking ready to go, bro. Like, he's everything.
Let me tell you a little something. Every time I would see Andy at a show,
Yep.
he reminds me of an R&B singer.
Okay.
Can you guess what R&B singer he reminds me of? The way he looks?
Or no, man. I don't want to say R. Kelly, that's for sure.
Nah, not R. Kelly. So put it like this.
Is he peeing on people? What?
No. So put it like this. So let's say he walks up, we all greet each other. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Shaking hands and all of that. And every time I see him, I start saying, "This is how we do it."
Yeah, all right.
Oh my god.
This is how. Don't he look like? Don't he look like Montel Jr.?
No, he never told me about this.
That is funny.
Does he look like Montel? You said.
Yeah, he looks like him.
See, my version of Montel that I grew up with that I remember is the bald-headed talk show Montel. I don't remember the R&B singer Montel.
I'll say that's Montel Williams. The
no, I know, but like that name Montel to me always like that's who I think of. Is what I'm saying.
What you need to do is YouTube. This is how we do it.
I will definitely do that. I'm gonna look up the video right now.
And you look at Andy; they look exactly alike.
I gotta see this.
Is Andy like? Is he available right now? Can he come and argue this?
I don't know. I can put a call out there. Hold on.
He's got 5 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But tell him you're thinking of coming out of retirement.
Oh my god, dude!
be-
I'm looking at the what you call it, the thumbnail, and I'm like, oh boy. You're not wrong. It's the mustache. It's the thin mustache that he's got. That's what. Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's funny. Next time, if whenever he comes to town to come visit, because I'm sure eventually he's going to make his way out here to come visit. I'm not going to say nothing. That's going to be the first song I play when we get in the car together. And I'm gonna be like, this is from Hakeem Ali. He told me to play this for you.
Yeah, every time we see him, Hakim is singing. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Oh, that's great.
God. What was I gonna say? I guess so. You guys, you said you do the booking for it's Coliseum, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, tell
Coliseum Pro
us. Just
Wrestling.
give us. I'm sure I know we talked about it last time, but give us what dates you guys got coming up for that. Yeah, tell everyone. All the
Well,
local
we
stuff.
got our next event is actually our 3rd-year anniversary. It's called Opportunity for Success. It's Friday night, April 26th, West Haven Elks Lodge, 265 Main Street, West Haven, Connecticut. Tickets are $20, and then if you're an Elks member or a child under 12, $10. Yeah, man. I mean, we our last event that we held, was the first event that we had over 100 people.
Nice.
So I mean, it's been slowly growing, and we're it's a work in progress. I don't try to do what a lot of the other indies do, and we're gonna be the biggest company first show out. Like these things take time. We have to get people accustomed to seeing it and getting the area to know about it. But last show was a really good turnout, so we're hoping again for the same, if not more, this next one. That's all we have right now for Coliseum is that.
Okay.
But that's our big one. So
All right. Well,
please,
yeah. Listen, everyone, check it out. Where can they follow it on all the
you
socials?
can
I guess
follow
Instagram.
on Instagram is Coliseum Pro Wrestling. On Facebook, same thing, and then on X or Twitter, whatever you call it,
Right.
is Coliseum Pro _CPW. But yeah, you get all your information there. We got tons of good time. We've had Bobby Buffet on the shows. We've had Prince Ahmed. We've had who else? There's so many guys. Fly Night Noriega, who just became our world champion. Sunset Steve is a part of that. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of local talent, a lot of young guys, and they're busting their ass every time they go out there. So definitely if you can check it out, check it out.
And plug our stuff that we got coming up.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
happened?
give us all the plugs.
Yeah,
Get
just-
it all. Like, give
okay.
it to us all, man. Let's get
All
it.
right, so we March 16th we have New Age Wrestling in Springfield, Massachusetts, Dunbar Community Center, 33 Oak Street. Tickets are available at the door. VIPs 20, general 15, kids under 5 is $5. Then March 24th, this is actually hasn't been put out too much. I just put it out earlier, but you guys are kind of getting the thing. We'll be at the Wrestling Classic 4, which is an autograph signing. Eric Bischoff will be there, RVD, Enzo, a whole bunch of guys. So hopefully we'll have more stories from that.
Nice.
That's going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts, the South End Community Center. Not sure the date or time, but just keep on Instagram and all that to update. March 30th, we are in Maryland for the first time. Waldorf, Maryland, Assault Wrestling Alliance, AWA. Yeah, so just check those out. Then you can follow us at the House of Payne _official on Instagram. You can follow me, Nick Payne _HOP. Hakim, what's your stuff?
Hater Killer on Instagram. Hakeem Ali everywhere else. I ain't hard to find. You can see his proof.
I gotta say, I love the hater killer. That's awesome. Like it instantly just put the player haters ball in my mind because we do a lot of Chappelle Show references on this show. So like I just instantly started thinking about the player haters here and that. But
also
cool, man.
Our merchandise, thehouseofpain.com. We're also on Pro Wrestling Tees under the House of Payne. So, if you guys want, we got shirts, hoodies, shorts, slippers, bath towels. We got everything. Anything you want, we pretty much got it. So please go support. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys for having us on as well.
I'm gonna have to get myself one of those shirts, man, for sure. That's
Same.
awesome.
Please.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm gonna need some
great.
fuzzy slippers.
If you don't find them, you let me know. I'll get it done.
There you go.
We'll make it happen.
All right.
This is great, dude. I love having you guys on. It's always a blast to just chat. About everything. I know, like, stories, the knowledge, the experience, all of it. Like it's exactly like, and we're just sitting here talking. This is exactly how I love when these interviews go. No, I loved it. Thank you guys.
Thank you, man. We appreciate
Thanks for having us
so much. Yeah.
And we'll do it again. And I think since you're just regular, we can do it proper the next time where, well, you tell us some old wrestling show you want to watch. We'll go over it, see if it holds up in time. That's like the gist of most of our episodes. So the next time you guys come on,
Oh, I'm very interested in that.
Yeah,
let's do that.
we love all that stuff. We're
All right.
wrestling
Oh
nerds.
boy, we gotta have you guys. on
okay,
for
yeah,
that.
no, for sure, for sure.
All right.
Like I said, we're starting to get, not, obviously the podcast is the three of us, but I'm, reaching out more and more because like we were doing a bunch of interviews like 2 years ago, and we just sort of hit a lull between just life BS and whatever, where we're recording less often. It's just how shit goes with this. I could be open, but now I feel like, again, like,
We're getting some steam rolling again right
exactly. Like you guys said, one person comes up to you and says, "Oh, you guys are doing great," and it gives you that motivation. We get you guys to come on and have an awesome podcast. That gets, my brain moving again to, all right, let's actually, pick up steam. I wish social media didn't suck so much and it was easier to get people to follow, but hey, it is what it is. But
Right. Well,
but yeah, what? Yeah, I know. Please, I stalk. I barely actually like use it in post. Come on.
Yeah.
But I guess to get an idea, what era of wrestling is your favorite? So what kind of show? If you had to pick a show, I'm not saying we're locking it in, but what would be something you'd lean towards to talk about on this podcast?
Oh wow. Oof.
I know for sure Hakim and I, like, we really love the 80s stuff.
Mhm.
So anything from the 80s. But I've watched more of everything than Hakim has. So what are the eras you were in, Hakim, that you watched? You did
Well, definitely the 80s and the 90s. Early 2000s, I wasn't really watching as much. So,
All right.
but I would actually like to watch it because it'd be fresh for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be fresh
That's a
for
good
me.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fresh for me. So but like in the early 2000s, I wasn't watching. Then I watched it again, like maybe around 2009. And like even now, as we speak, it's every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be so busy, I don't got time for it like that.
Trust me, I hear you.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I mean,
we'll figure it
anything.
out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But like, all right, if it's 80s, 90s, listen, we're doing next week. We're doing Vengeance 2001. So for the people that are looking for a show recap, that's what we got for you next episode. Following this, so like just an example. We all go back and watch it.
Okay, you know what? Since you're talking, right?
Yeah.
We are tag team, right? Let our first show be the I think it was the Starcade one when they had the
Oh my god, the international tag team shit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Samoan SWAT team, the Steiner brothers, Doom, the skyscrapers,
Yeah.
Let's do that. Since we tag, so let's jump straight into the tag team.
Yeah, if you got if there's like one specific show, then we will and if it's Starcade, I'm sure it's on Peacock. We can all go back and watch.
Starcade 1990.
There you go.
There you go.
How did you see? This
I was pulling it up immediately.
There you go, pulling it out of your ass. That's why you can remember all this shit. I used to be able to. I can't now.
See, I wasn't really a WCW guy growing up. So like all that stuff would be fresh for me because I grew up on like strictly WWF.
Yes.
we all from the Northeast. So
yeah.
Oh, that's
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
The fact that like I still can't get over because like we'll make like we've a couple of interviews we had, they've been younger, but we always make jokes with like those people or just in general of like, yeah, so when I used to have to go to Blockbuster Video and rent a VHS tape of this wrestling show and then go put it in a VCR, and I'm like, for the people that don't know what we're talking about, you couldn't just stream everything. Like
it wasn't on your phone.
Meanwhile, soon you're going to be able to stream Raw.
Right.
I'm okay. Listen, I do anyway. I watch it on Hulu because it's 90 minutes instead of 3 hours. So if that goes away, I'm going to be sad.
The 3 hours have been a little bit more enjoyable now. I'll give it that.
The show's definitely better now than it was when they first went to 3 hours. So
I would say so.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's why when Akeem's like, yeah, I started watching in '09 again. I'm almost like, I don't think that was a really great time to watch
No,
again.
That was
Like-
probably a bad time to come back in.
I was like, if somebody was hopping back in, they'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Who's this? Who's this? Like,
And that's exactly what I said too. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, what is this shit?
yeah, you're like, who's this? Who's this white balding guy wearing jorts?
Oh, just the biggest star that they've had ever.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Now that Hulk Hogan's being deleted and Brock Lesnar's being deleted, and
That's fair.
Nah, I don't believe in none of that deleting stuff. You can delete them for the future, but you can't, but not from the stuff they did in the past.
Yeah.
That's just
Oh yeah, no, please, I'm not gonna see a
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar match and go, oh my god. I'm just gonna go, well, it sucks, but
Right.
I still really enjoy the main event for WrestleMania 20. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of my
So
favorite matches is CM Punk and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Right. It's, again,
And I too enjoyed the main event of WrestleMania.
I think everyone does.
yep.
I might
We're not
still-
supposed to talk about it, but we
I
all
know.
fucking love it.
I might still have that. Well, I just showed you guys because I have that bin in my basement of all like stuff, and like one of them is like I have like a program from like '04 or something, and like Chris Benoit's on it on the cover and in it. I have like this WrestleMania 23 Chris Benoit action figure still, and I'm just like, I think I have the WrestleMania 20 like DVD box set kicking around somewhere. So it's like
Yeah.
still have all this crap that I had. I'm not gonna just it's not like it's worth money, but I'm not gonna just get rid of it just because. I'm like, all right, it'll sit.
Right.
I'll look at it again next year when I go through
Yeah.
my basement. But yeah, all right. So yes, we'll have you guys back. We'll plan
For
it
sure.
out, and So you said Starcade 1990.
Yep.
See, I already forgot.
Yep.
So that's what it'll be in the future. So you can look out for that.
Next time House of Payne's on, we're gonna be reviewing Starcade 90. I think
Yeah.
I think we're just set with that now.
Yes, we'll set it up.
Let's do it.
We'll
No,
set it
like
up.
it.
All right, we'll set it up. This is
Anytime,
good.
anytime you guys want us, we'll have us. We enjoy the hell out of being on here with y'all. So
Yeah.
anytime.
And
to
again,
hear it,
shout out to Dennis for when he was, when he, reaches out to a lot of people on our behalf. He's the one who found you guys. And to be honest, one of our good friends is I forget if we said this last time, but one of our friends is named Nick Payne. And I honestly think that's
Oh,
how
wow.
I honestly think that's how we found you guys in the first place. Cause we were like, I think our friend was like, this guy's name is Nick Payne. You have to interview him. And we were just like, yes.
we got to get him.
So, and then, just, not by chance, because you guys are awesome, but we did the interview and I'm like, holy shit, these guys were great. And so now, yes, we're back. You're just regulars now, not even guests anymore. Like it's the guest tag is out.
Awesome. Nah, we love you, man. We
You're just gonna be
appreciate you
featured.
guys.
Right. Yeah.
All
featured.
right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
And listen, I'm just saying for Coliseum Pro Wrestling, if you need any people to promote, if you need something, I don't know. All I'm saying is,
Well, I know you guys are spread all over the place, but for anybody
Absolutely.
who's closest, if you guys ever want to come up, you just let us know, man. We'll take good care of you guys.
Absolutely.
what am I, an hour and a half from West Haven? I think something like that.
Can't be
That's
that
not
bad.
that
yeah.
bad. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
a
sorry,
little further.
it's an hour and a half without traffic, and then I have to get.
I'm about a 5-hour flight.
I have
Well,
to.
yeah, no, you'll be.
It'll
I'm just a
probably-
drive.
We'll do some Instagram live so you can enjoy it with us.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, Nick. What we need to do, we gotta get some bookings out in Vegas and see CJ. We gotta
Hell yeah,
100%.
bro. You guys come out here. You definitely let me know. I will be at that show. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Absolutely, we'll make it happen.
Because I'd love to hang with you guys in person, man. You guys seem like a blast.
Yeah, for real. Like I said, if you ever need commentator, I've never called wrestling in my life, but I'd love to.
I will.
I'm just throwing it out there. I've
Why
sat.
you need to come? You said you're an hour away. You need to come.
Right, we'll
There
make
you go.
some
It's an
things happen.
opportunity. It's an opportunity there for you. You want to do some commentary? We can make that happen.
There you go.
It's 100.
Brucey getting into the business.
I'm
like it.
gonna get myself canceled in one line. I'm just gonna like drop a like C bomb or something.
Nah, we don't cancel over here.
You're
We don't
outta
cancel
here.
over here. We don't cancel. We'll put you in a mask and be like, no, that's not the same guy. That's somebody else.
That was Excalibur that said that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, let's plug our own shit, even though
Yes, go
No one
ahead.
watches
Let's
it.
do it.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. You can follow us at Six Man Tag Podcast on Instagram, Six Man Tag on Twitter or X. Even though I never post on Twitter, man. It just sucks now. I don't know.
Mhm.
I try. I put the
I-
pod up, but like I don't know. You have to everything. You got to pay money for everything now.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah.
That's thanks Elon Musk for that.
You should get me
Truthfully.
No, you don't have to pay money for Twitter.
No, you
You
don't
should
have
get
to
me
pay.
that,
No, you don't have to pay for money. But if you don't, you get like no one sees your shit.
Yeah, or if you wanna like post long posts, because that's one of the
Yes.
Oh
things I
yeah, to
have.
verify.
Yes.
Yeah.
Videos and all that shit. You
Mhm.
gotta pay
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I hear you there.
Right.
You
But
should just get me that Twitter password because I'm literally on Twitter all the time, and I'll fucking at least like that way. It's just like, hey, we got a new episode. I could throw it on the.
oh
Twitter.
yeah. I'll do that. I'll text you all the info
Because that's
for it.
literally the only social media I still use.
Yeah.
So.
I know I use it, but it's just like sometimes posting is just like who's seeing this.
Oh no, I do the same. I'm a lurker. I'm definitely
Okay, yeah.
I'm a lurker for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most of the stuff I follow is just all like poker related stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
and
No,
wrestling.
I'll get to
It's
that.
funny. My whole Twitter feed is nothing but poker, wrestling, and the New York goddamn Jets.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why I had to throw the goddamn in there because they are the goddamn Jets.
Got that right.
You got-
Four plays into the season, and my season was over. Thank you very much.
You got to admit though, this summer, like, is the summer gonna be fun again though? Leading up to like, maybe he'll do
this
it
past
time.
summer was fun as fuck when we got Aaron Rodgers, and I thought we were actually gonna go somewhere. And then literally, I'm sitting at a Buffalo Wild Wings by myself because I just moved to fucking Las Vegas. I have nobody here to watch the game with, so I'm sitting at a Buffalo Wild Wings by myself, excited as shit, happy as a motherfucker, eating my wings and eating my fries. And then all of a sudden, 4 plays later, I wanted to cry.
He lost his appetite.
This summer, you just get another build. You get a second build to
Yeah, I don't know if
Aaron
I could go
Rodgers.
through that roller coaster again, though. God damn,
no,
they better do something.
not
this year.
emotionally
The
ready.
The Jets got to finish their story.
Oh! Oh! All right, you might have just hooked me back in. Everything is wrestling. Everything is wrestling.
But then,
me and
then,
Andy used to say that all the time. Whenever we
Yeah.
like we would make
Every-
wrestling references about like real life situations, it would just be like everything is wrestling.
Yeah.
it is. Come on. Oh man.
Uh,
But yeah, so then also again, YouTube, Six Man Tag Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify for the audio versions. We prefer
your
you watch the
ear holes.
video. We prefer you watch the video though. I mean, it's good.
How do you spell that?
Oh, well, you see, the funny thing about that is it's not a word. It's just the number 6. And if you spell the word 6 in it, you're a fucking idiot because it's wrong. Okay. That's all
nothing
I got.
like alienating our fans.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
Then again, if you're a fan of ours already, you already know.
Yeah, no, you know the bit. It's fine. Remember, and if you spell it with the word 6, it's a different podcast that
That doesn't have the House of Payne on it.
Right.
no.
It isn't
No.
as cool as this.
Fuck
right.
no. I will say, I'm putting it out there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to start a feud or nothing, but I did reach out with a message and said, collab ? And I never got a response. So maybe that's all you need to know.
Well, maybe because we call them cunts every week.
Nah, no, it's not that.
It's not that.
It's not that.
Can't be it. Can't be it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not that. Why would they get mad?
What do they have? No sense of humor?
Yeah. Now I'll pass it to CJ to plug his stuff, and also he's gonna plug the Paperweight Project. I'll let him do that. But if you listen to the last episode, part 2, I did put the new song. I put it at the beginning of the pod.
I noticed. Thank you
because-
for that, by the way.
Because it was a doozy last time because we were talking about a lot of shit, and the pod was like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something. So I threw it at the beginning, and I sat at my table, recorded that little intro that came on before the music, just telling everybody that the music was happening. It was a real waste of time, but
I appreciated it.
no problem. And then I think like my wife came out and sees me talking into a microphone by myself, just like, what the fuck are you doing? just like how, what you're just talking to yourself now. Yes.
At least you weren't whacking it to a camera.
Oh, that's true. A lot of people that do that.
It could have been worse.
That is a
Oh
very
man.
valid
Well,
point.
if you want to
Could've been worse.
hear,
Oh,
if you want to hear the,
bro, they offered Snoop Dogg how much money to like show his dick, and he said no. I would have been like, bro, money. You said how much? You said how much?
I'll take a quarter of that.
They offered Snoop Dogg like $10 million.
Yeah, but
Come
like
on.
Snoop Dogg's got enough money that he doesn't need to be showing his dick to
Right.
people.
Bro, I don't know, man.
Remember, man, money's money, but a dick pic is forever.
Yeah.
So-
Why? It definitely wouldn't leak.
no, of course.
Like,
But anyway,
it wouldn't leak like that Drake video.
if you want to hear more of my music and see less of my dick, all you have to do is go check out the Paperweight Project. Here's the little logo right here on this bottle. Look at this fancy bottle I got with the logo on it.
That's a
pretty
good one.
right? Yeah.
That's a good.
So, and it quenches your thirst when you put water in. But anyway, go check out the Paperweight Project at SoundCloud, YouTube, just at the Paperweight Project. We have a new song up there, which Mike just mentioned. It is a cover of Jimmy Eat World's Appraised Chorus, which was done by myself and my good friend John Hooten. So go check it out. Go check out some of our other songs that we got up there as well.
You said
Before I
on,
pass it-
on SoundCloud?
On SoundCloud, yeah, check it out. SoundCloud / the
Absolutely.
Paperweight Project, man. I got like 4 or 5 songs up there now. I'm working on some other stuff that I want to release soon. So check it out. Let me know what you think, man. I'd appreciate
Cool,
any
for
feedback.
Sure.
But and that goes for the rest of you as well, anybody listening. But before I pass it along to Skylar to get his Twitch plugs in, I do just want to say, guys, thanks again for coming on. It was a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad I got to be here this time. You guys are fucking great. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
But beyond
y'all,
that,
man.
Skylar, we know you got something going on. What's up with you, buddy? Where can we follow you?
Twitch at Strange AFC. I'm gonna do Helldivers too, because it's time to spread some goddamn democracy to these goddamn bugs.
I might have to like I'm gonna have to get that because you're the second person to tell me to get that. And like when I see you on, we're gonna play. Like we talk about playing games together and we haven't fucking done it yet. We got to get Borderlands going, which we've talked about forever. But
Yes.
we're gonna get this going. But yeah, I think that about does it. I don't know if you guys have any other plugs that you haven't mentioned yet, but if you do, now's your time.
Feel free.
Nah, we're all good. Just guys, support us, support the 6-Man Tag Podcast. You guys, always a fun time, always dope. Thank you so much.
It's like
Stay-
and oh, sorry, go ahead. Fuck, I'm cutting people off now.
Stay tuned. Starcade 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
excited.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, we'll set a date, follow the socials, look out for it in the future. Like I said, indie wrestling is like nothing else. You always hear, like local music, local art, local stuff. It's all support your local stuff, support indie wrestling. Just buying a ticket goes a long way. Like I said, music, whether it's music, wrestling, podcast, anything, support your local people, support all your friends. I don't know, be
Support
nice.
your friends like you support them strangers that don't know you exist.
There you go.
If I could sound like an Instagram meme for a second.
Yeah.
Well done. That's well
That's
done.
a real influencer
deep.
quote right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deep.
Oh man, this is great. Thanks again. And
Thank you guys.
hey,
Thank you,
until
guys.
y'all.
Thank
for
you.
the House of Payne, for CJ, for Skylar, I'm Mike. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next
Is
time.
that the U? Is that the U, Miami?
It's the H, the H.
The U?
No.
Oh, it's the I got you. All right.
VH.
I'm fucking it up.
And NXT stole our shit too.
Man, they're just stealing from all their guests.
They got a lot of money for lawyers. I can't afford it. Take
Right.
whatever you want. From me, at least. All right. Until next time.
Yes.
Peace,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.